I'm going to be your host for the next couple of games. And speaking of games, we're going to get right into one. We are about to throw to Neutopia, run by Vanny Van. Let's go.
Very good. Up. We're looking good. We're up there. All right. Hello, everyone. I am Vonnie Von. I've got my buddy Lat Mackey here on the couch with me, and we are about to do a run of Neutopia. And if we're ready to go, then we'll start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
There we go.
Alrighty. So here's our lore. The evil wizard Dearth has beamed himself down to the land of Neutopia in the middle of the night. He's going to kidnap Princess Aurora and beam away. And that's where we are introduced to our wonderful hero. Say hello to Jazeta. He is going to be our protagonist for this game. And what this lady is telling us is that in order to rescue Princess Aurora, Jazeta needs to collect the 8 medallions of wisdom from the wise men of years past and affix them here in this room so that we can open the door behind her, which will take us to Dearth's evil lair on Antarctica.
Now, just for clarification, it's Dearth and not Ganon, or
correct?
Okay, just making
yes.
sure.
Yes, it is Dearth. So what I'm picking up here is, so I'm going to be doing the any percent run. What I'm picking up here is called the Book of Revival. This is strictly being done for marathon safety. What this will allow me to do is pick up passwords along the way should I happen to die, which is totally not going to happen, right?
Never.
No.
Marathon? Speedrun? What are you talking about?
This little detour here is to pick up a couple of items which are going to be useful, especially in the short term. The medicine the bombs we get first, and then we get the medicine here. Bombs are going to be used to blow open certain walls, and then the medicine can refill my life completely. So the way that this game is kind of laid out is we're going to go through 4 different overworlds, which are referred to as spheres. And they're done in a linear order. The first one here is the land sphere. Next we'll do the subterranean sphere. Third will be the sea sphere, and then finally the sky sphere. In each of the different spheres, there are 2 dungeons, which are referred to as crypts in this game. And each crypt contains a medallion, and we need to collect all 8 of them. Now, in each sphere, one crypt is decidedly more difficult than the next. We're going to do the more difficult one first in every single occasion. And here's a good reason why. Because the items that you get on the way to and in those more difficult crypts are extremely useful, and we want to get them as soon as possible. This is arguably the most important item in the game. It's the Fire Wand. What this will be is essentially our main assault weapon. And the way that the Fire Wand works is actually pretty interesting because the damage that it does is scaled to the amount of your current life total, not relative to your maximum. And we'll get a little more into the mechanics of that as that becomes more relevant. But what's coming up next is a screen that I really want to nail because it demonstrates enemy placement and movement. Let's see if I do it. Perfect.
Oh, nice, nice.
Perfect. So I knew exactly where those enemies were going to be and initially how they were going to move, which allowed me to kind of weave tightly right through them without getting damaged. It's pretty precise to do that, and I'm actually really relieved that I did it correctly here live, because it's a pretty cool trick.
Are those enemies RNG based, or is that something that is typical, or how that's normally there?
Not RNG. So the way that enemies are placed in each room is constant, and that's across the board. Now, the way that enemies will move, at least initially, some enemies have fixed patterns and others don't. Those particular enemies do happen to have fixed movements, so that's why I was able to take that very precise path, even knowing exactly where to turn to block that arrow so that it wouldn't take any damage. Now, the old man that we just talked to there, you might have noticed he increased my life segment by 1. Collecting these life increases is going to be critical for the speed tech of this run, and it ties into the Fire Wand that we have here. A good pattern from the scorpions there. That's nice. All right, so we are just about to get to our first crypt here, which actually is technically crypt number 2. but it's one that we choose to do first.
Is that a proximity thing, or is it just where it is on the route? It's faster?
Again, there's going to be an item in here that we'll get that's going to be very important, especially for the first 2 crypts. So this is the fire wand at work, taking out enemies. Oops, oh, whoa, that was close. Any people that you encounter in crypts that are not giving you items, you can just press the 2 button to skip their text. Oh, jeez.
So it's super important that Vanny, he's trying to avoid all hits at all costs because once again, the fire that he's shooting out, the rod, is impacted by his life.
Right.
By the health meter.
So if I fall below 4 full segments of life, you're going to see that, you see how this fireball kind of has this boomeranging effect. If I fall below 4 segments of life, when it gets to the end of its, I guess, arc, if you will, you see it's just going to fizzle out. But that's not the concern. The concern is that it's only going to do half the damage that it normally would. Now I'm going to take the time to kill these kind of wolfmen here because they are notorious for dropping bombs. I'm going to need 2 bomb drops eventually. Ooh. There, okay,
there
good.
you go. You got
I
it.
avoided the damage and
got
got
it.
the bomb drop I needed. That's perfect. So this is the key. Every single crypt is going to have a solitary key which you need in order to open the door to the boss's room. So you'll see me collect one in every single crypt. So we're just going to backtrack here a little bit, and then we're going to shortly collect our first weapon, our first sword upgrade, I should say.
While you're backtracking here a little bit, so this is the TurboGrafx 16, and one of the great things about this console is this was around Nintendo Genesis time period. So you notice I mentioned this is not a Zelda game. This is the poor man's Zelda for TurboGrafx 16, but it's actually not really a poor man's at all. The sound, the graphics, this was very typical of the TurboGrafx 16, that it really had these great graphics and this great music and sound throughout it.
Yeah. Thank you for pointing that out. The soundtrack in this game is stupendous.
It's great.
I got a lucky cherry drop, which is a huge relief. I mean, we're not too much longer in this crypt, so it wasn't... Oh, good, there's another bomb drop. Excellent. Okay, good. I already got that. Come on. There we go.
Similar to the Zelda brethren, bombs are important in this run as well.
Yes, indeed. But we don't manipulate them, per se. Come on. Oh, there you go. Thank you for going right.
Right, you're not doing it. Enemy drop or count.
No.
I'm sorry, drop count.
Now, when it comes to drop manipulation, what I've discovered, and this might just be superstition at this point, but I actually let the title sequence cycle, and it does that like demo thing, and oh, nice. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, I don't like it when he goes into the corner.
There are blades there from that center,
Right.
that last stone. So.
Yeah, so I had to be careful with that. All right, here's our first boss. Nice.
Oh, nice.
All right, so we should be able to 2-cycle this, provided I don't doofus this up here. Good. 11 hits
good
that
job.
it takes there. The optimal that you can get on a cycle is 6. So if I get 6 in the first one, then I'm typically home free. All right, first medallion get.
There we go. Good.
And then every time you get a medallion, you get your life refilled and a free segment of life increased. All right, so now we're on our way to crypt number 1. So, and this walk is kind of uneventful. There's not much going on here. So if you have any donations or blurbs or whatnot, feel free.
We do actually have a donation.
Yeah.
We have $20 from Netara.
Oh, sweet.
Vanny, I know you're going to absolutely rock this run. Show everyone what an amazing game this is and do us all proud.
Oh, my goodness.
Vanny V Love.
There you go.
Donation goes to Runner's Choice.
Okay, thank you very much. Love to a dear friend of mine. Thank you very much for that donation, Natara.
Yes, thank you for being up at 3 a.m. by
Yeah,
the way. I appreciate it. Or 6,
Yeah.
depending on where you're at.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
What is your donation choice, if I may ask?
You know, I probably should have thought about that before I started my run. Now I'm realizing this, and it's too late.
Just say runner's choice. It goes to runner's choice.
There you go. Yeah.
We'll go over some donation choices
There you
later.
go.
That would be fantastic. I'm sure the the people watching at home would love to hear about that.
All right. Do we have some time now, or are
Yeah,
you gonna-
go for it. Go for it.
All right. Well, we're currently working on a glitch showcase for Kingdom Hearts 1.5. We're at $426 out of $1,500. There's also a tight race to see which Disney songs are performed on violin/voice during Kingdom Hearts. Right now, the 3 songs currently being played are A Whole New World, Colors of the Wind, and Go the Distance. But your donations could also prop up You've Got a Friend in Me or You'll Be in My Heart, which is trailing at a distant fifth.
Okay, runner's choice is going to be to put it to singing A Whole New World. Shout-outs to
How appropriate.
Shout-outs to my daughter. She is a huge Jasmine fan, and so she would appreciate that. So that's going to be in honor of my boo-boo. So one thing that I like to always make a joke about is that for those of you that are familiar with Lack Attack, who is the world-class speedrunner of Legend of Zelda, there's a room, and I believe it's dungeon number 6, where it's all bats, and he refers to it as the Belfry. The room where I picked up the key is Neutopia's version of the Belfry. That room can actually be a real pain if the bats decide to run and hide. So, oh boy. Okay.
So even though you're playing the Japanese version, and I assume that's for speed reasons, right? The text.
Yeah, it's because of scrolling text, and that's a pretty common thing for just about any video game. If there's scrolling text, the Japanese version is pretty much always going to be faster.
Having recently played through this on the American version, I can say that the characters, the NPCs in this game, are so much more helpful than they are like the old men in those crypts. They actually give you information that's useful to beating the game or getting through the crypt.
Oh, stop it.
There you
All right,
go.
there we go. His second fire cycle went a little earlier than I anticipated. All right, so now we have both medallions in the land sphere. We will now have the way opened for the subterranean sphere. This is where things get a little more interesting, certainly. For several reasons. One is going to be the enemy set in here is going to be a little more varied, and especially these guys, these blue kind of demons that throw rocks. Now here's a fantastic example of enemies that do not have a static movement pattern when you initially enter the screen.
Yeah, those dudes destroyed me on the casual playthrough.
Yeah, these guys are such a pain.
Punishing.
Yeah. So we're going to make a detour here to pick up a fairly important item. This is something I would get in any percent anyway. This item here is called the Moonbeam Moss. What this will do is, it's an item that you use, but it has infinite charges, and it will light up dark rooms in crypts. And actually, the effect lasts for about like 4 or 5 consecutive rooms. So that can be rather nice.
Upgrade from our friend the candle.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. Taking another detour here to pick up another vial of medicine. This is pretty free. You can. This is one of the rare consumable items, aside from bombs, obviously, that you can hold 2 of. So because we're gonna need several potions throughout the game, and that's not just because I'm taking a lot of damage. There's actually one particular boss where, and it's going to be it's going to be a really good example of why the fire is so important when it comes to the amount of life that you have. Okay. All right. Now coming up next is going to be a fantastic example of the static enemy movement. Everybody, go left.
Nice.
All right, let's see how far they let me go. All the way to the edge of the screen. That is fantastic. All right, now this is going to be interesting because I'm about to get to a room that's dark. And, oh, goodness. Okay, so I'm not sure how visible that is for all of you on stream, but in these dark rooms, there's going to be certain things that are going to be very slightly visible, but it's going to depend on the CRT that you're using. And this one...
Non-existent, possibly?
Ooh, I'm going to have to do one of these in
Yeah,
a couple of
nice.
screens. So the item that I just picked up there is called the Rainbow Drop. What that will allow us to do is it will allow us to walk over single tile wide gaps, which actually the first room in this next crypt that we're going to has one of those right in the beginning. So I really can't progress unless I have that. And you'll see an example of that here. Okay. See that little rainbow bridge that pops up under me as I walk over that? That is thanks to the Rainbow Drop. Okay, good.
Is there a specific gold count you go for during the run as well?
No, because
No.
I never buy anything throughout the run. Now, you can't, like, for those people that are learning the game, and if you like this game and it's something that you, oh yes, okay,
Nice,
good.
good.
If it's something that you want to learn, then I'm happy to help you out. But you would only get gold and use it just for, oh Jesus, just for safety. Now, I picked up an item in that last room called the Magic Ring. I will explain more about what that is when it comes time to use it, but the fact that I have one already that's a huge sigh of relief for me. I was afraid that I was going to have to scrounge for one, but luckily now I don't. All right, coming up here is one of my least favorite rooms in the game. So these ghosts are jerks for a couple reasons. First of all, they can disappear for a couple seconds at a time, which obviously renders them unable to hit. But also, your fire wand doesn't affect them, so you have to kill them with your sword. And as I talk about how much I hate this room, that's probably one of the fastest ghost rooms I've ever had.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that is. Oh, I got a little cherry drop there too. That makes me happy.
So far, some very favorable drops during this.
Yeah, I gotta say,
Probably just jinxed it by saying that.
Yeah, I
now,
know.
but,
Yeah, we've still got about I don't know, 35 minutes of run left. So, yeah, that's fine. We have plenty of safety that we can take. We're doing this. Ooh, nice. We're doing safety safe. And this is crazy because cherry drops are pretty sparse in the game. If you're kind of counting on them to get you, to keep you afloat and get you through, more often than not, that's a losing bet. But
of all things during the casual play, the most frustrating thing was the lack of health drops.
Yeah.
Especially when you needed them most.
no kidding. Yeah. Alrighty. So one more room here before the boss. Alrighty. Alright, we're going to need serious time here. This is a very complex fight.
Oh, man. There you go. Nice. Woo.
So
The skill.
Yeah, clap for that. Come on, clap for that. There you go. So that's my boy Stunlock Earwig, as I like to call him. The way that boss works is that it actually has multiple segments, but most notably a tail segment, which is that's the segment that actually takes damage. But all of its segments suffer from hit stun. So basically, we just bounce it against the wall. Provided that you enter that room on the left tile, then it will just come straight down. You stab straight up, and that's good. Okay, bomb count is good. I'm gonna need 5 and then 1 to grow on. So the fact that I have 7 is perfect. So now we're on our way to Crypt 3. So again, the reason why I did Crypt 4 first was because on the way there was the Moonbeam Moss and the Rainbow Drop. All right, so we're going to pop into this staircase real quick, and this is going to be the first example of just obtaining a password. Now, what will happen is if I die, I can just select the Continue option, and that password will be preloaded in there. I basically just press End, and I'm good to go. What I can also do, and probably will be doing later in this run, is that the second question that it asks you there when you get the password is, would you like to continue? And I said yes here, but if you say no, it's going to take you right back to the title screen. And you can do what I just described, which is just go to continue, and the password will be right there. Now, the reason why I would want to do this is when you reload the game in that fashion, your life bar will be full. And so I'm probably going to do that before Crypt 8 in order to save a potion that I would normally use at the beginning of Crypt 8. Instead, I'll have that in my pocket, which will come in handy in case things go sideways with some of the bosses that come up at the end of the game. So, it's a detour that probably suffers about 15, maybe 20 seconds. Not too bad at all, so it's definitely worth doing, especially in a marathon setting.
I'd also say, with a game that revolves around your health for your attack, it's a really nice benefit to have that you can do that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so, ooh, nice. Good. Okay, I don't need that magic ring. Unfortunately, like I said, most items you can only hold one of. The magic ring is one of them, which is really unfortunate because ideally we'd like to use 3 magic rings throughout the game. 2 of them actually occur in the same crypt, which makes that one very... and in fact, it's going to be the next crypt that we do after this, which makes that one a very delicate dance, if you will. Alrighty. Okay, good. Okay, so here's the deal. If you grab that hourglass while a ghost has disappeared, then they will stay disappeared until it runs out. All right, now let's see if I get this right here. Oh, shoot. Okay, that's fine. Ah, good.
Nice. Blocking this enemy's attack is not an easy thing. You have to be lined up perfectly to actually have the shield block, though, so that's not easy to do.
Yeah, you also can't be stabbing either, yes.
Right.
So the way that that's supposed to work is that you walk in you walk in between the 2 tiles, move over a tile and a half, and move straight up. That manipulates the gargoyle on the right to move up, and by the time you get to him, you could just basically bounce him against the wall and kill him. And then it's just a matter of the second Dagger Twin playing nice, and he did actually. So, all right. So this is the Sea Sphere. This has one of my favorite music tracks in the game. Detour here to pick up some more life. Again, this is going to be very important coming up soon. All right, so we're going to take another detour here, and we're going to talk to a guy who's going to increase my bomb capacity. He's also going to refill my bombs. So I'm going to go from a max of 8 to a max of 12. Now, interesting thing that I discovered in a run a while ago is that if you have 0 bombs when you talk to him, he will refill it to 12. But when you have 0 bombs, the bomb icon in your inventory disappears, and that refill does not make it reappear. So even though I have 12 bombs, I can't use them until I actually pick up another bomb. So that's why I said I wanted to have that one to grow on after I finished Crypt 4, and so we're good. Okay, good. And you just pop right up, and die please. No. Die please. Thank you. Okay. Alright, so this is going to pick up another very important item here. After we talk to this dapper gentleman in his hat. Looks like he's maybe got a scarf thing going on too. Alright, these are the Falcon shoes, and you can see instantly what they do. They basically double my walking speed, which of course is great for speedrunning because, hello, we like to go fast. But also, there's going to be some very tricky movement that I'm going to be doing, like that right there.
Nice.
That being able to move faster makes that a lot easier. Ooh, thank you for not continuing to move there. You had me dead to rights.
These speed shoes are also really fun to use. Like, actually being able to go over in the overworld like this is super fun.
Alrighty. So coming up is what, in my opinion, the most difficult crypt in the game, but luckily right before it is a spot to pick up a password. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. I had full life, so I didn't need to do the whole reset thing. Oh, good pattern there. Okay, never mind. Let's go. All right, so this is crypt number 6. This introduces these wizard enemies here, these guys are awful.
The worst.
And it's the, oh shoot, there's a good example of why. This is, it's because of these enemies why we covet those magical rings so much. Get out of my way. Please? Okay, well. It also introduces these floating wisp enemies, which they always move diagonally, but they, the way that they change direction is totally random. There's no pattern to them, so it can make dealing with them a little tricky. Oh, come on. This is taking a while. As long as we're not dying or suffering a bunch of damage, I suppose we're good. And we do all this to pick up the key. Also introduced in this crypt are these kind of like skeleton turtle things. I don't know what they are.
That was a good, good description of it.
I had a viewer suggest that they were zombie armadillos. I was like, okay.
That makes sense.
That. Yeah,
makes
something
sense.
like that.
They're dry bones, clearly.
Oh, yeah,
there you go.
Not dry bones. Not dry bones.
Yeah. All right. Oh, darn it. Didn't feel like taking that damage. Okay. So, the thing about those, let's call them dry bones, you can only hit them with your sword, too, which makes them more annoying. Okay, so, coming up, you're going to see the magic of the magic ring. All right, now you see wizards, and now you don't. Oh, my God, yes.
Perfect drop.
That is what we like to refer to as the slug, homie. That is what, oh, man, I know, they're just like, oh, you're doing a marathon? Yeah. Here, Vonnie. Oh, what?
Too bad you can't stock up on those things.
It's ridiculous. So
wow, perfect drop.
So, oh my God, RNG bless y'all. Holy crap.
Thank you for the RNG chats. Really do appreciate that. Thanks for helping us out.
Well, that is just, oh my goodness, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. All right. Oh, no, don't you do that. Hurt boxes and hit boxes. Let's talk about those and how they are just mere concepts and suggestions. Your horizontal sword stab has just a dismal
the worst. Oh,
it's terrible. So mitigating that with those types of enemies is it. Oh, jeez, I almost got hit again. I want to clear these guys out so I don't take any more hits. So I'm just going to take the long way around here, just to be sure. So mitigating those instances where you have to stab horizontally is it can be tricky. Nice. Okay. Yo, shoutouts to Last Enemy Hourglass. Totally useless. I love it when the game trolls me like that. Although I can't really complain just because I've gotten some phenomenal drop RNG so far, so I should probably quit my belly aching. Come on. Hey. Another last... God. Oh my God, the ring drops. This is insane. All right, we're going to use another ring here because now you see him and now you don't. Can the RNG continue? Because I need one more. Oh my God.
Wow. You asked.
Thank you, video game. Look at this. Are you kidding? You know what?
Chat, whatever you're doing, thank you.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard people say this during marathon runs, but they say that's never happened before. That's never happened before, that I've literally gotten like 7 rings in one crypt. I think it's 7. It's at least 5 or 6.
I think you're right. I think it was 7.
Chat is blessing RNG.
Oh, thank you, chat.
Much if I could take both hands off the controller to, do the whole form and heart thing. This is one lovely thing about this game is the low health chime. It's really irritating.
Yeah, wow.
So you're welcome, chat, for getting rid of it, but also you see here that I want better fire because I had the worst fire there, being under 4 health. Hey, I found it in the dark. Nice. there really isn't a good reference point for that. All right, so these two wizards we're going to fight straight up. Are you kidding me with these drops? This is absolutely insane. All right, here we go. So this is Poverty Trinex. This is easily going to be the longest boss fight of the game. So what we want to do, ideally, is this right here, is bounce the head against the wall, because what it will do is it will fly out for a certain amount of time, and then after a certain point, it's going to try to move straight back to its place on the body. And if you can get in between the head and the body like this, you can just keep bouncing it against the wall, and it will die easily. So, oh, come on. We're actually not too much longer here. I feel like I've done a lot of damage. Unfortunately, the heads all look the same. So, like, it would be nice if they were different colors or shapes or something like that, so you knew which one you could focus on, but alas.
So counting hits is somewhat irrelevant.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, you know how, like, you go to baseball games and there's that, like, hat shuffle, you know, where the dots under it? That's basically what Poverty Trinex's heads are. Alrighty. We are through Crypt 6.
Good job.
Oh, this is for you, chat. Oh, there we go. There's her. Okay. Now, when it comes to speed tech here, because now we have 12 full life segments, this is going to give us what I like to call the good fire. The good fire is extremely useful throughout the remainder of this run, in particular with the next boss that we're about to fight. So, but if I take any hit of any sort, I lose it. And the only way to get it back would be to either get a lucky cherry drop or to use a potion. Luckily, I have one in my pocket, so that will definitely help. But ideally, we can get through here without taking any damage. Easier said than done, that's for sure. Ooh, boy, that was close. Okay. Nice. Good. Let's get a step in. Oh, come on. There you go.
Nice.
All right, perfect. Good. All right. So what we're doing here is what I like to refer to as the micro crypt. This is basically it. We're going to come in, we're going to talk to this old man, we're going to push the right block, and then we're going to leave. Now, you have to do this in order to gain access to crypt number 5. Crypt number 5 is the only crypt that has one of these. I don't know why. It's kind of a goofy mechanic, but it's the way it is. Got to do it. All right. That's done. Now we can make our way to the crypt itself. Another example of knowing enemy movement. That hesitation that I did there was very intentional, because I knew if I did that, I would avoid getting hit by that enemy there. Alrighty, so now we got to get through this crypt, hopefully without taking any damage. And of course, that guy gets right in my way. This is going to be interesting. Let's see if I do this right here. Hey, good.
Nice, nice. Surprised you saw that.
Yeah, it's not easy, I'm telling you. Oh boy. Alrighty. Thank you.
Oh, nice shot.
Appreciate you getting in the way of that. Alrighty. Much about these arrows. Nope, we'll keep the bombs on, never mind. Making our way over here for the key. Okay, that's right. Yeah, that's right. If you have any donations, this would be a good time for them.
We do, in fact. We've got $5 from, I hope I pronounced this right, Aphotic Cthulhu.
Aphotic Cthulhu, yes.
All right, Van, pronounced like Von. You got this. Good luck, buddy.
Yo, shout outs to my man AK.
If applicable, Vonnie Von's choice.
Oh, awesome. Yep. Whole new world, please. So, Avada Cthulhu is a member of a collective that I am with. Oh my god, damn it. Well, I've got the potion. It's fine. It's fine. I was hoping to maybe get it through without getting hurt.
Hey, half a hit.
I know.
Loses the full weapon.
And I'm not joking when you're going to see what I'm about to do.
Oh, jeez.
So we'll get into this room, fill up that half segment. It's that important.
Wow.
All right, so this is the crab boss. If we want to one cycle it, it's got to go right when it comes up to the screen. Come on, right. Ah, you stink.
Thanks, crab.
So we'll 2-cycle it instead. Good Fire does an insane. Not only does it do. Oh, come on. Not only does it do a ton of damage, but it does continuous damage, which is actually going to be crucial for the next boss that we're going to fight. Anyway, back to my guy AK. He is part of a collective called Retro Gaming Live TV, of which I am also a member. You just saw LRock617 run Abobo's Big Adventure. He's part of the group too. In a little bit, you're going to see another great speedrunner named Cypherin. He's going to be running Gargoyles, as well as doing the Metroid race. They're also members of RGL TV. They are a great group of people. It's been an awesome experience to be on that team with them. I'm wearing my my RGL TV button here. Shout outs to my girl Storm Crazy Iowan for making it for me. Also a member of RGL TV. So they've helped me a lot when it comes to my streaming and my speedrunning exploits. So I appreciate them greatly, and the fact that one of them was donating in my honor that's really awesome. Thanks so much, AK. All right, so this is the Sky Sphere. The soundtrack to this one also slaps.
My favorite music in the whole game.
Yeah, and a lot of people feel the same way. And the nice thing is that because the music is so good, this of all the spheres, we absolutely spend the most time on the overworld section of this sphere. So you get plenty of fireball go away.
Yeah.
So you get plenty of opportunity to hear it. Now, I haven't taken any damage yet, which is cool, because maybe I can just do the save and I can just do the save and not have to do the reset.
Yeah.
But this next section typically is where that damage comes in, and I'm just gonna Leroy Jenkins my way through the rest of this.
It's
Who cares?
a little bit of the rough parts where it's tough to tell the line there, like with that enemy.
Yeah. Oh, go away. I just need to lay bomb. Let me lay bomb. Thank you very much.
There you
Oh, good. I killed both of them. That means that they'll be gone by the time I get out. All right. So a detour here to pick up. The purple medicine has 2 uses, so hopefully that will be plenty sufficient for the rest of the game. I just pick up the bombs just in case. Alrighty. Let's go back to here just to move things out of the way if we need to. Oh, stop it. These guys always get in my way. Shoutouts to them not getting in my way. Oh my god, seriously. Like, what am I saying right now?
Let's just keep calling the shots.
Yeah, right? Perfect. These guys always get in my way too. Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Dude, this is so great.
I don't even know what
It
to
must
say.
be the Santa Barbara thing. You know,
You know what? Yeah. Dude. All right, so here we go. So. So the password's already in there. So come back full life.
And a quick note: on the casual playthrough, the password system is probably the second most frustrating thing of this game.
Oh, password, especially in the US version, the passwords are massive.
I think it's 20 characters or something ridiculous like that.
Well, I think it's more than that.
You
But
couldn't save.
It's too many.
Yeah. on TurboGrafx 16 in the US, it's a hue card. You can't. There's no battery save on the cartridge itself, so you have to use a password system.
Right. Not inherently. Now you could get a
Right.
You could get an extension or an accessory for it called the file cabinet, which would allow you to do actual save files. But I don't have one of those, so so this is what we do instead. All right, now, please be nice to me. Oh no! Come on, come back. Come on, take your fire. Don't hide. Stop that. Thank you. All right, there we go.
So he didn't call it. I think that's the problem there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that he is notorious for running away from the immolation that he absolutely deserves.
Van, I noticed that you also, even when you're right next to an enemy, you're not using your sword on those. It's still more efficient and more effective to use the fire there.
Absolutely, especially when you have the good fire. Oh yeah. Well, and also remember, so I actually skipped a sword upgrade. There was one in Crypt.
That's right. Any percent.
Yeah, any percent, right. There's one, oh shoot. There's one in Crypt number 5 that would be an upgrade, but the benefit that you get, it's a decent detour too. There's a room with 8 enemies that you have to fight, and it's fairly lengthy, so so we skip it because we're actually gonna get our sword upgrade after this dungeon. But first we pick up the Bell of the Sky. This is a very broken item, and what it does is any room that requires you to either kill all the enemies or push a block in order to progress. Hello, stairs. There you go. What you do, and you'll see it. Oh no. Well, because it's dark. Anyway, I would normally have to kill all of those enemies to open the door, but instead we just do a little ring-a-ding-ding, and the door magically opens. This is something that we are going to use extensively in the next crypt to basically do it in what would take, if we didn't have it, it would take double the time to clear it out. So it is it was a pretty decent detour for me to get it. It's absolutely worth it, though.
It's one of those things you got to wonder if the developers were planning out a speedrun route, because there's so much cool tech in this game, items that really help with a speedrun.
Oh, sure. Oh, and I probably should nip this in the bud now. It probably has been asked in chat, but I will inform you there is not currently a randomizer for this game. No, just vanilla, okay?
I know you were all asking for it in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were. What? How fun would that be, actually, having a randomizer for this game?
It would be cool.
Yeah, totally.
All right. Oh, you suck. Okay, that's fine. That's another enemy that you can only damage with your sword, and because our sword is so weak, and because he moves so quickly and erratically, we ain't got time to try to kill him. So we just run by him instead, ring the bell, and move on. Got our key. Didn't take any hit there. That is nice. Out of the way. Okay. Nice.
Oh, yeah, nice. Right in there.
All right, coming up here is going to be our final use of the ring. That room, while that room isn't so dangerous, it's just time consuming to try and kill all them. So killing these guys instead, which are more squishy and move more slowly, is just a good idea. Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Another good drop.
Ooh, that might save me from having to use a potion here. Okay, here we go. Serious time here, absolutely, on this boss.
Nice. Yes. Good job.
That is a very particular quick kill, which if you don't get it, that boss is absolutely terrifying to fight casually. So, you see the power of the good fire in the amount of damage. That was 35 hits that it took from the most powerful fire, just to kind of underscore what a nightmare that boss can be.
Yeah, there were multiple deaths in that, that fight in the casual playthrough.
Do that casually, that can be an absolute gatekeeper. That's a controller thrower. Fighting that boss. So I was actually very nervous for that, and I can feel the energy releasing through my fingertips as that boss is now in my rearview mirror. So we've got one more crypt to go, and then the final boss, and that is it. But before we do, we need to pick up one more very crucial upgrade so that we can make good use of we can make good use of it and move through this quickly.
Now, has the fire been upgraded once more? Now that you've got another piece, or is it?
No.
You're
So
already
once you get to 12 or more, that's the
okay.
best that it gets. So we're good there. Another thing that I haven't even mentioned is that one thing that you don't see in this game at all are glitches. There have been none that have been discovered, at least none that are useful. One time I somehow, and I still don't even know how I did it, but when I was coming down from finishing a crypt, I somehow clipped into the old woman sprite and soft locked. So that's not useful.
That's not useful in a
No, it's
speed
not.
run? What are you
No.
talking about?
But if there was a way to kind of clip through things, then perhaps that would be useful. But no. So we just picked up what is literally called the strongest sword. This is going to lay absolute waste to the next boss we fight and make, really, honestly, fighting the final boss even possible. So that Birdman that I just killed, with the sword I just had before, it would take 5 hits. Now it only takes 2. So clearing them out is very quick. Alrighty. This would actually be a decent time for donations, if you have any.
I do, in fact. We've got $10 from Anonymous, who says, "This runner seems like a real cool dude." GLHF.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Anonymous.
And also $15 from Slopdop with no comment.
Slop, what's up, dude?
Thank you, Slapdown.
Hey, shout out to Sloptop.
He's also gifting subs in chat because he's cool.
Nice.
Oh, man. Thank you so
Gosh.
much, Slop. Thank you, dude.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
That's very cool. Excuse me. All right, so this is crypt number 7. You are going to see how the bell absolutely breaks this crypt here. I believe we use it 8 times in this crypt. Jeez. Nice. Oh, thank goodness. Don't hit me, please. Awesome. Okay, good. I've still got the good fire for this room, which should make it pretty quick. Because this bat is really annoying. Let's just get rid of that. Die? Yes.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, great.
That lined up beautifully. Got our key. Oh, wow. Time is looking really good, too.
What's the world record for this, Vandy Van?
World record is 48 minutes and 58 seconds.
By the person you're looking at. Vandy
Indeed,
Van.
I am.
Recently, too,
I
by
am
the way,
world
right?
record holder for this category and 100% as well. Oh, yeah, it was very
Right, a
recent.
couple weeks ago, right?
About 2 weeks ago or so. Alrighty.
That guy just fried your face.
Damage at this point. I mean, I've got well more than enough life to get through the rest of this, and that's even with a planned damage boost on the boss itself. Hopefully, it's just one.
Health drop. Perfect.
Just to save time, you know. But I've got well more than enough. All right, here we go. Here's the bell gauntlet. Ring. A ding. Ding. There we go. Oops.
Oh. Biggie.
All right. Fighting these skeletons here is much more palatable with this sword. All right, so got this big scary boss here with all these orbs, but I'm telling you, killing him is easy as 1, 2, 3. That's why we get the sword.
So nice.
All right, medallion number 8, get. So now we are going to fight the final boss. There is no like actual crypt or dungeon for him. It's just straight to the fight. I will want serious time. It's going to take 32 hits to kill him. So we will be counting that. Hopefully, ideally you do it in 5 cycles. But we want serious time because we want to count, but then also so that you can enjoy the best soundtrack in the game.
Absolutely. While Vanny's doing this, you're going to notice that he's purposely choosing not to hit left or right on the directional pad, and that's so he makes sure that the enemy that he's supposed to hit is right in front of him. As long as you hit up and down on the directional pad, his spawn will always be in front of you.
This is true. All right, we should be good here.
Safety potion.
Why we have them.
Absolutely.
All right, there we go.
One bit. Perfect. Nice job, man.
All right, so time isn't quite yet. The reason why time isn't on the final hit is because it is possible to essentially double KO there. And if you do, then you game over. And obviously we didn't want to end a run that way. So once we get into the next room, once it fades to black, then that's going to be time. Oh, is this going to be sub 51? I think it is. Nice. Alrighty, so get ready on time. It'll be coming up in just about 5 seconds, I want to say. And time.
Nice job, Vanny.
Alrighty, so that was Neutopia. I hope you enjoyed it. Few shout outs before I go. First of all, I'd like to thank the staff here at Calithon for the opportunity to do this. I'd like to thank my guy, Lat Mackey here for being here on the couch to accompany me.
Thanks for having me.
You know what? And hey, while we're talking about Calithon, shout outs to California. This is, I've been on this planet for nearly 4 decades, and this is the only place that I've ever called home. It's the state of California, and I'm wearing my Sharks jersey here to rep my hometown of San Jose. So you know, I got to give love. Got to give love to my state. Shout outs to the Comfy Couch Lounge, the NSFW crew. You know who you are. I love all of you. And last but not least, my adoring family at home, my baby, my bud, and my boo-boo. I love you so much. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to come out here and showcase this wonderful run. And with that, we're all done. I've been Vonnie Von. Thank you so much for having me. And until next time, take care, folks.
All right, please give another round of applause for Vonnie Von and that awesome Neutopia run.